after the backup pulls, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the side pass pull. So with the side pass pull, what I'm gonna do is you'll see that I'm gonna put her so that she's standing directly with her front legs over and her back legs on one side, right in the middle. Obviously a more advanced way would be to be starting off the pole, but I'll start on the middle of the pole. That way she has the opportunity to already be on it before I start getting as picky and selective of her trying to side pass onto it. A lot of times our horses can get really anxious and nervous about this movement because they're anticipating us asking them something. So we'll get her nice and confident while she's on the pole first, and then later on how you would advance it is by starting to ask off the pole. So I'm going to go ahead, make sure she's paying attention, ask her to follow me. We're just going to maneuver ourselves so that I'm thinking about putting her right in the middle of this pole here. About there is great. So when doing this, I'm going to be in the first position, which is the teaching position, because this is easiest to show her. Good. Good girl. So you can see she's trying to lift her legs to try and cross it, but I'm just helping her out here with this barrier, saying no, don't come forward. And there she tried really, really hard. That was awesome. She respected those barriers when I put them there. I'm just gonna walk her. And then we'll try again. You can see it's also less distant. She has to do it. Really all I want is one nice clean step. Good. Oh, that was too forward. So her shoulders are moving, but she's not carrying her body together in a fluid movement. I'll just straighten the pole here. No big deal. You can try a little harder. Good. I don't want you coming forward. I just want her thinking lateral. Not forward. Almost. I'm gonna bump her back here because twice she wanted to come forward and there she wanted to fall forward. I really want to reinforce this is not a forward movement. Which again, to be fair, we've done a lot of her drawing forward over obstacles, so she's partly just offering what she thinks it is that I want. So she's gonna, she wants to go forward. So I'm just gonna get her moving laterally here, there, without the pole, and then we'll try again on the pole. Because 3 times in a row, she's made that mistake at the end of trying to pick up her hind foot over the pole. That's not what we're looking for. Good girl, I want you to try harder. So there, she made the same mistake again. I'm gonna bump her back, discourage that forward, straighten her pole a little bit. Try again. So I'm not releasing when she gives me half-hearted effort. She's actually got to be trying. Good. That was better. She wasn't trying to push forward there. So you'll notice I'm trying hard not to follow her shoulders too closely. What happens when I follow her shoulders too closely is I'm gonna only push the shoulders. She's not having a problem moving her shoulders. She's more so struggling with engaging her hind end and actually picking those up and moving them. Let's see, come on. Good. Good. Just looking for her to pick up and cross her feet. Oh, not too forward. Good girl. I'm looking for that engagement in the hind end. She wants to be sloppy in the hind end. I really want her to be confident in this movement. Good. There, that was better. Don't come forward. Good girl. Kind of like in the Liberty spin, which you guys will see at some point, how she ends and the stance that she ends in is really important. If I work really hard to get a really nice, pretty step, and I just let her end so sloppy and strung out all over the place, she's only going to remember the sloppy part. She's not going to remember the really pretty step she did before that. So it's important that I get her to settle and think about being strong in her stance when she ends, strong and solid, not sloppy and strung out all over the place. I'll try that again. And the reason she's struggling right now is we have an actual visual barrier for a visual for straightness. Before, she was just curling around in her side pass. So now she's having to really think about her feet. And that's what I love about this visual, is that we can now really see what straightness is. There. Good girl. That one was a lot better. So there, I didn't have to help her as much. She crossed her front legs and her back legs. Before, she wasn't having any problems with the front. She would just kind of lose her hind end there, and she was a lot more thoughtful. That was really awesome. I'm very, very happy with that.